Smooth as planned. How are you guys? The third episode. The third episode. Episode of the Destruction. Crazy people happen. It's nice if I could switch this monitor. Turns out you can't switch the monitor back and forth while I am recording. So, we lost those few seconds. On this third iteration of Space Fleet Underground. I was going to show and talk about the things on the game board in the family room from the other room. There are many things, and I'm anxious about what it is that I'm going to say. All I really do is watch myself and hope the baby is in the background. Give some continuity to his thoughts. Much of the game is about getting your home chores done. Well, most of the game is about waking up and going to bed. What do you do in between your chores? So you can get up out of your house and go somewhere else, or come back to a house that needs chores done. Here's my dishes. Aren't they pretty? A game of 10-dimensional chess. Here's the game board. I think I solved the problems. I wanted to on the board game in this room. Many things. Mostly the interface for life. Like a backboard for life. If it was a computer game, it would be really enjoyable that it could keep track of everything for you, as far as it is that you have something to keep track of. And integrate the information and the processes so that it does not get boring and dry. Here's the closet. There's a Christmas tree. Presents, whether the root chakra presents or Santa Claus presents, or just presents for people. Holidays aren't the biggest thing, though they can be fun. My thoughts on God tell us we're not supposed to, and then put it anywhere yet. Much of this came for the Space Fleet Academy U. Mildly old rendition of this logo, as I'm internally creating reality, with its militaristic commentary. As this school is where the military would be, that we create the most effective employees of any particular field, that we may all have a great place to exist. The game is called Mini Golf. Sorry if the mini part isn't large enough. This over here is the joystick to the game. It may be a little blurry at the moment. As I try to get closer and stay out of the light so you can see what's going on. the moment it's a circle with a person in the middle of it, the circle equals 1 or 0, as it's one round or the number 0. I have that as the Big Bang occurrence and how it occurred, where you divide 0 by 0, nothing by itself, or another of itself, and it ends up creating either a third 0 for the Holy Trinity that began everything, or the number 1, where there's only one God now, after you divided 0 by 0 to get 3 zeros. Up, down, left, right. Left being the logical faculties and right being the artistic faculties of the chosen reality. I apologize if I held that too long. For the left brain, right brain. Up is closer to the crown chakra, or maybe even your frontal cortex. It's up to the crown chakra and down to the hindbrain. This is a color wheel with RGB pointing down and cyan, yellow, magenta pointing up. The difference between color and matter. Light and pigment. I'm not as practiced using this camera. Keep myself on page and the thing I'm aiming at not have it freak out on me. There are there's a drawing up there. You got up, down, left, right, forward and back. Not incredibly articulated forward and back, but we imagine that we can. In this game of mini golf, all the pieces come from all the other pieces. Like you have to go out and get resources and bring them back to create something. So it starts with nothing. And you can expand that nothing so that you have a space to put some male object in. The masculine yang? Yin? The masculine into the feminine. Up is more soul-like, down is more ego-like, individual versus more everyone. Not that it's not more important that there is only 1 0, 10, so that you're God himself from beginning to end. Particularly if you take into accreditation all of the religions and things that they say, particularly when you put them together. Hi, I'm Elohim. Allah. Nice to meet you guys. This is my son Nathaniel. How are you guys? Around this diagram that could be explained more in detail later. Maybe when you can actually see the drawing. The 7 chakras in it that I did not explain when I was over at the Star Trek chest. There's many qualities. The root chakra at your taint, the part of you pointing down, can be thought of as down through your legs. I think of that as the 11th dimension, that you have 2 legs. 1 and 1. The idea of 1 as a multidimensional axis. You can move non-dimensionally. Alright. Trying to get rid of my ums. The colors that you may partly see, you can see one right there down the line, divided into 12 even intervals, like a clock, or like a Jewish Star of David. a symbol of the Merkaba that is or can be your energy system. A proper flowing energy system apparently is in the shape of a Merkaba, a torus field, like the planet Earth and its electromagnetics. As balanced as you can. The second dimension at your belly, below your belly button, was your emotions and sexuality. The third, at the precipice, or just below the precipice of your ribs, is the solar plexus for your ego and will. Your heart is the green chakra, the heart chakra, for love and relationships. Just above that is the 8th chakra, a pink color, for family and unconditional love. The 5th chakra is blue, my throat, communication, and creativity. 6th dimension, at my forehead, my prefrontal cortex, to an effect. There are pineal gland and lowest processes and things like that. The one where you realize you're just a beast and there's no one there to take care of you, but there's still that conscious thing above you, even though that it doesn't know what it's doing. It controls it. Whatever the prefrontal cortex does. Okay. The whole brain, the mind's eye. I'm going to mention the crown chakra, crown here. Spirituality and intelligence. What are the types of experiences that come out of a particular life? The 8th mentioned, the heart chakra, but then it goes up and around me like an embrace, like a torch field. And when I'm in my natural body, almost an actual normal three-dimensional body in science, without all the delineations that aren't being delineated the same means as before. The ability to mentally experience the world around me through those multidimensional ideas without worrying about what the teachers told me. Because the teachers told me I can't divide 0 by 0, and yet the rules say I can, other than that the teachers said I couldn't. Maybe that's what was wrong. Around it, the windmill for mini golf, are different school fields of their relative alignment for left brain, right brain, spiritual to matter, material, spiritual to material, realms, energy levels of life, the universe, and everything, existence, my own consciousness. Hopefully those are the places where we can branch out for other schools and align everything to a chakra system so that we can imagine ourselves in our intelligences more clearly and completely. Some of these tensenesses where some knowledge is not going through, some thoughts are not going through, not completely integrated. So the back of my head is at a tense. Your body's the joystick, that thing that is talking to you guys right now. I'm not necessarily focusing the camera indoor outside of myself, although I do receive information from outside myself. The light that is coming in from the camera right now. The light. My apologies for my eyeline, I'm still training them to focus correctly. Apparently didn't have good eye contact, or thought I didn't, and then made it harder than I thought of making eye contact. Chakra systems made it even harder. See that? Here's my movie screen. It is like a TV to multi-dimensional space. It's just a white wall, and yeah, you can put anything on it. I use masking tape to tape up things that I color and draw, and then sticky tack to tape it to the walls. It's like a surface to play on my favorite computing system this is all about. Her name is Faith. F-A-I-T-H. An interesting note on multidimensional movie watching. I have this underdeveloped field of multidimensional viewing. It's like a framework for scripting what types of movies are everywhere. Maybe another time. So I try things. Like that thing above my head. It's called the Leahona. There's a calendar. It's a 13-day month calendar 13 month calendar, 28-day month each, giving us 364 days per year, with the 65th and 66th of the normal and leap year days restituted on the north axis for the compass part, the upward 360 degree angle. I'm over here at straight up summer, about August 6th. There's an extra day to fill in the gaps, and then the clock starts over every year and realigns itself to the moon cycles, the sun, the seasonal cycles, and the Roman calendar and things to keep itself in unity year by year. And hopefully on the Space Fleet HQ, maybe even Space Fleet Academy level of software, we'll have available source information, how it is that we're actually calculating time and such, so that the references of time creation are more accurate instead of only choosing out the metronome of 60 beats per second. There is in it the clock 12s, the spiral of the 10-year interval Chinese zodiac, informational sections of the Western astrology. The big ones are the month 28s. I have in between at the outside. Stopped again. I'm not going to 1453 or something. Computer. Red for the room. Go way down there. Put the 10th way down at the bottom where God's supposed to be, in the black spot where there's no such thing as anything. There's the only begotten son. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, pink, cerise, or brown. There's some space above my head for a multi-universal, or at least a galactic game of Risk. There's USS Enterprise, the Wandering Ship. There's a planet, symbolizing a planet that I can put up here for a planet to go from. The multi-dimensional Risk part, where I have a game of Risk, I imagine it as Risk Legacy, where while we have the normal game of Risk, things can change and add. People own the planet to a particular degree. They go to try to take over the planet. They can add things and take things off. And the game looks up. It's a fun variation. Put someone on the planet, and then you play more games until multiple people own different planets. You have to add resource gathering and an entire space game, a space travel game with a simple version of such as Risk, all the way to a complex so that you can do the actual world. But then you have the space up there to travel between. The cool thing about some of this other stuff, this calendar, with my adventure bar tool belt, there's iCHRIST up there. I have my Monopoly board. That's my clue board in the middle. The Monopoly board, as these are all on the same axis. The Monopoly board is just a circle, the one that the Leohono represented, the one that the joystick represented, up again being magenta, down being green, the RGB CMY circle all the way around. It moves around once a day is one way I use it. Once a week, any cycle that you're using. And you can land on spaces, depending on whatever scale you're in. And hopefully keep track of your day at work and your day in life. It comes with an RPG dungeon map. It could be like a game of Clue, where hopefully we put, more planets up there, where hopefully we put things like your own house, your own community, your own churches, your own businesses, your own life, so that on the computer, in a dungeon map form, on your walls, if you want to go as far as I am at the moment, for the planning and creation of, wall computers, where the monitors are all your walls. Could be a cool way to do it. Only all this stuff was moving around. There's also iCHRIST the Gathering cards. There's the boat and where I was earlier. There's some iCHRIST the Gathering cards. They're like... Has the chakra system on it. Top to bottom. This is a 10-dimensional variation with math and things to go beyond that. A perception of what God, the universe, and everything appears to be. From my perspective, and maybe everyone's. The side of tarot cards. Ta being my heart. Rowing, row, 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 you row. This is a tarot card with some of the information and picture I drew for my own things. This is the star. I'm going to use this size of card for any cards, even Magic the Gathering. Normal playing cards. No cards in general. Magic the Gathering could be its own name. Got things like rock categories for rocks I actually own, so I can have an inventory of forms. Real quick, there's some dice down there, some game pieces, 10 suits of cards featuring every number of 1 to 1,000, 0 to 1,000. For general use, tarot-like, right brain thinking, talking to spirits. A nice long calendar gives me a nice enough space to put my schedule, to put down just happenings, daily record. I once did as much of a year as I could and wanted to have every day like titled so that it can be written as a story as I go along. Much of this platform is to help tell stories as we go so that families at home on the Space Fleet Academy, if not HQ software, can get out of their content creation, video, like schoolwork stuff that we try to use together to help each other in our schools where we're not able to help, hopefully earn money, so we can take care of our own families through our work and endeavors. Space on the top and bottom made it look like a movie screen. Move the game piece over as I go, have my moon phases, my season phases. Each one of those green things is a dollar bill, worth 1 hour of your time, worth more than any dollar bill there is, particularly if you can get employed 24 hours a day. Each one of those would be worth however many monies you get per hour. Of course, that evens out all that waveform and frequency stuff the brain can perceive. Put it down. Take one off and put it down. It's like old Sarah games. Can't see them clearly. I can't see what I'm doing when I try to do this. Don't know if you can see what I'm doing. They have sense, nose, taste, eyes, touch, ears, inventory, celestials. So there, you go up to the top like in a productivity software, create Photoshop or whatnot, and pull down menu and play a video game in real life or in other life for meta balance, different qualities of each. Hoping to create tools to use or whatnot. Some of the general thoughts on it. And get this picture here right. We have program and word processing on the left, the right, a character creator on the left so you can have your own avatar and create your own characters, a video and audio editor, both for normal music audio production and video editing, compositing, game playing, just mind mapping. A large part of that intent was so that movies already out can be meta-tagged more effectively. So that while you're watching the movie, instead of just getting subtitles or maybe where you are in the movie, the display information, you maybe get a map of its relationship to the rest of the map. So that when you watch a movie on a particular genre or topic, or a person comes on screen, or anything, the meta information would be available so that it can keep track of who, what, when, where, and why and how, Each one of those colors has a particular one of those attached. And hopefully there'll be a level of exchanging and interchanging those so that you can practically recreate the whole thing yourself and have it look and feel and behave however you want, without having to destroy much of anyone else's help that you were hoping to receive, and having your own computer interface, almost your own power in business, so that we can teach the children to take care of their own business, their own lives, their own money needs, their own life needs, their power needs, to teach and educate, and maybe have a running score, a running tally of all their points for life, like a parent getting the stuff from work, from school, and putting it up on the refrigerator, for you, for me, for everyone. I'm bored. It's just where I am. The birth of Jesus seen through the third eye, other sacred texts and experiences in my life, greatest books of the Western world, little people. I don't really know where we're going. I haven't been able to figure out how to make it sound realistic so that it actually sounds like it's me. How you guys what to do next, where I want to go next, and myself what to do and where to go next. Like a normal planning person, I don't know, I'm 33. Not quite there yet. Others further along in theirs. So chakra was never quite available, sort of. Here's one in mind. Seems a little overreaching for where I am right now. The future and past and things. I can get there, just my brain don't work at the moment. I gotta reboot, recreate it. As there is the center of the Milky Way galaxy. It is our home galaxy. And must be some kind of mathematical articulation of what they perceive. I'm mildly confused as to where the up and the down parts go when we look up into the sky. It's a really thin sliver that's all of that. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I hope to. I want a more, final version of whatever we have available for educational topics minimally. People do, and people keep adding, and it is almost, I don't know, I can imagine other people think I'm stupid for thinking of an idea or whatnot, or not understanding what I'm even asking about or something. But the whole school on the internet with tests and games and things to actually allow it to work. The beginning part too, who knows if I'm going to add that back. It's ruined this life. Pilot. So cool. My balance must be off. It's orange. Thank you for bearing with the current temperament. Not sure how much time I have. There's some discrepancies earlier. Maybe it doesn't matter, but we'll find out. 30 minutes. So we want to put characters in the universe to create a multidimensional universe for all stories and such to live in, and donate that universe to the people so that they can hold their entire government together and not just the ones on the ground over the rings and such. Maybe one day we'll be replaced with someone that can do the job cleaner. Well, then I study my own. We'll find out.